How's it going, everyone? This is Yxlarb, and I'm here with my co-host and cousin,
Bosniancheese.
and welcome to our new little side series in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Special Ops, aka Spec Ops, which is the only thing we've ever heard it called until the other day when we realized it doesn't say Spec Ops anywhere in the actual game.
Yeah, we looked around because it's only called Spec Ops. No one says Special Ops. I don't think I've ever even heard the word special in front of Ops.
I know, it's just not something you do, but,
yeah.
I mean, so we're going to carry on that tradition. In this episode, we are going to start out, we're going to try to get 3 stars on everything. We're going to start here in Alpha. There are, of course, 5 levels of Special Ops, as you can see right here. We are doing this post-commentary, by the way, because some of these are just straight up trial and error. Some of them are so difficult you just have to spend half an hour plus on, and we'll get into that as we go. But for now, we're going to start out with Alpha and the Pit. It pretty much replicates your tutorial from the beginning of the campaign. To get 3 stars, you just have to avoid hitting any fake civilians, any civilian targets, and just make it in, what, under 35 seconds, right?
I think so. Is it 35 for 3 stars?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And as I said, this is post-commentary, so we're going to have to try to, remember some things from yesterday. But something to get out of the way real quick is that Bosniancheese is way better at this game than I am. He's always been better at the shooter games, all FPS games. I don't know why.
And so people know I'm on the bottom right screen. He's
right.
top left.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually our tradition. In fact, I think it says our names somewhere, but...
This is my first time watching your screen.
My screen?
Yeah.
So it
Oh
probably
my gosh,
feels really
you were
weird.
slow.
No, it's part of it is, as Bosniancheese knows, I don't like to have high sensitivity. I know it's technically better, and if you can get used to it, you're going to be much more efficient, but...
Oh, look at this part. He almost shoots a civilian right
Oh,
there.
God.
We got lucky.
Luckily, I wasn't, if I was aiming down the sight, I would have hit him. It's only because the bullets were flying everywhere, but... Yeah, that one only took us, 4, maybe 5 tries, and that was only because we were picky about our attempts. We wanted it to be better than it was, so we just kept trying over
we hit
and
a
over.
lot of civilians.
Oh, God, did we ever.
that was
Because we were just trying to rush through, but you just really don't have to. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry, guys. I think I'm getting over a little cold, so I'm going to have a little bit of a, I guess, a sore-sounding throat. Perhaps I might have to clear my throat occasionally, but...
And I took my allergy medicine a little too late, so we're both...
we're on the same level here.
Yeah, we're a little phlegmy. This one we did on our first try, which was shocking to me because me and Yxlarb, we did this when we were younger, years ago.
That was literally...
like a decade ago.
Yeah, literally 9-10 years ago when... Yeah.
Yeah, we got 3 stars on everything, and we did it on his account. I'm like, hey, let's do it on mine. He's like, no. I mean, we never did it on mine.
What I don't understand, though, just real quick, is why did we even need to do it on both? Because right now, for example, we're signed into both Yxlarb and Bosniancheese, our respective accounts. And we're getting 3 stars for each one. So, were you just playing on, a guest account maybe at the time?
I must have been, yeah.
That must have been what it was.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I want to do it on my Xbox now. That must have been what it was.
Yeah. And I remember this mission taking us so many attempts last time. And I remember using, millions of claymores. Millions of them. We used, none.
I don't even think one actually went off. We placed, 5 down. I don't think one went off. But I just thought of one more side note. We didn't do, any practice before diving into this. We tried the Pit, 2 or 3 times just to kind of get used to the controls again, familiarize ourselves with that. I mean, I don't know about you, Bosnia. You played one of the more recent Call of Duties all the way through, right?
Yeah.
That was just in, the last year or 2. Me, I haven't bought a new Call of Duty probably since, this game. So, I mean, I played some of my brother's Black Ops, Black Ops 1 and 2. And I definitely played with friends, the later games, but just some multiplayer. I mean, this Spec Ops specifically, like you said, we haven't played in a decade, and we, aside from the practice in the Pit, we just dove right in, and we did a good job, honestly, all things considered. I mean, here you'll definitely notice we were a little sloppy. I mean, I had a hard time kind of figuring out where the enemies were, and I had a hard time utilizing my radar a little bit, but I mean, we made it work. Like Bosniancheese said, we did it first try. And you'll see Bosniancheese kills way more enemies than I do. He's just so good. He's just good.
You gotta see. I'll try to point out at some moment. I get 5-6 guys in a row with a sniper. I was proud of myself.
You should be, especially because we were into this less than half an hour of playing. You're already on it with the sniper.
Yeah.
This is This was
weird.
the,
I haven't
yeah.
played in a while.
I know, yeah, it's kind of like riding a bike, and where you never forget. I mean, so many Call of Duties control similarly. Like before this game came out, I played so much World at War, just a little bit of Call of Duty 4. And I know you were like you were way into like the Medal of Honor games and other things even before this.
I was not into the Medal of Honor.
Oh, never mind. That was our other cousin.
Yeah,
I always think it was you. I
no.
always think it is, but
No,
I'm just wrong.
I was into Battlefield for a little bit. Like Battlefield 3 was not the first one I played, but the first one I just like absolutely dove into. And God, like the first time playing Battlefield 3, like the graphics were better than Call of Duty. I was just comparing it to Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, right.
The graphics were better. The gameplay was awesome. Like way more people on the map. I was like, how is this not as popular as Call of Duty? Like this is so much better. But the thing is, I'm playing Call of Duty today and not Battlefield.
Right.
It's like I don't even understand.
I remember one thing about, you know, kind of growing up in like high school especially is you always tried to find, you know, something that wasn't the most popular, and you basically tried to argue that it should be the most popular. Like what you just described there is something that happened all the time. It's like, you know, why something should be better than Halo, why something is better than Need for Speed for racing games, or why something's better than, you know, like, you know, anything, any kind of video game. Because I mean, it was, I guess, I always felt pressure to be kind of trendy. Did you get that? Where it's like if you told someone you just play the most popular games, it's like, okay, you have like no personality. You're just like, you're basically just, you know, like listening to what the critics are saying. It's like, I'm only gonna buy what the critics like.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you ever felt that way, but a lot of people I went to high school with were that way. And so they would always argue for like the most obscure like indie games.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is way better than any Call of Duty that's ever come out.
Oh yeah, it's
way
the same
better
thing
than
with
any,
music and
oh yeah,
and all that. Yeah.
Exactly. But anyway, man, since you're so much better at this mission, why don't you kind of explain kind of what's happening here? It might be
so.
I mean, it's kind of clear. You know, you saw the little intro loading screen.
Yeah.
And there's stuff popping up on screen, which is telling you exactly what's going on. But
so yeah, you're getting for people who don't know, you're just getting waves of enemies coming at you, and there's a ton of foot soldiers, and then you have vehicles that are coming at you that are just like it's just like jeeps and like troop transports. And then one of you, or if you're doing it by yourself, you will get a predator drone that you can use on these transports and the people. And it's just like resetting so fast. You can just
like every 30 seconds.
It's insane. Like I think at the end I get like 61 kills total, and half of them, exactly half, not exactly half because it's an odd number.
It was an odd number.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, look at my screen right now. That's how we did it.
Yeah, it's over.
But yeah, so yeah, half of them were with like the predator drone because they're just wrecking everybody with. Like, look, I'm pulling it out again. If you watch my screen this whole time, you can just see. Like, it just shows you everybody. I'm like, how did we struggle with this at all? I'm thinking, like, I could definitely see this being very difficult, and Claymore's coming in handy if you're doing a single player, but us together, it was a breeze. Like, I don't
Certainly, yeah, I mean, the one thing that makes veteran mode tough and getting the 3 stars is that, I heard someone say this the other day, it's like, just randomly the AI will decide to pull out an aimbot. Like, they'll suddenly just know exactly where you are, and as soon as you step out, they're like perfectly locked onto you, and they can just kill you right then and there. Like,
yeah,
and it's like, that's not even, I mean, of course it's challenging. It's like artificial challenge.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I feel like they could just make them more strategic. I mean, it's easy to say this retrospectively. Like, oh, 10 years ago you should have made your AI way more advanced.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, I'm sure it's better today. Maybe. I don't know. I don't. I'm not one for playing the hardest difficulty in a game either. I mean, I don't know about you, Bosniancheese. I'd rather just play through like middle of the road difficulty and just enjoy the game for what it is, and just kind of get good with the controls rather than just dealing with enemies that are just harder to take down, artificially harder to take down.
I'm one for playing with a slightly raised difficulty.
Right.
Like, not the hardest. I just don't want it to be impossible. You know, I don't want it to be insanely frustrating, and I just want it like a good, nice challenge, which is very hard for some games to do. It's either way too easy or way too hard, or it's perfect until you get to a point where it's impossible.
Right.
For like, you know, this one mission, and then yeah. So definitely applaud good games that they get it right. Like,
certainly.
Also, watch my screen here. I think this
Dude,
is
you're so good. I just can't stand it.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, guys. A couple of observations.
Yeah.
The first one I was thinking of is, I don't really care about challenge in video games all that much. I mean, as long as it's a fun game to play, it can be so unbearably, like, laughably easy. And it's like, you know, if I have fun with it, then that's fine. I mean, yeah, obviously it'll be different depending on the situation, but that's typically how I feel. The second thing I wanted to say is, it's been, I don't know what, like 8 or 9 years since we've done a post-commentary video. It's so strange. I remember,
it's so different.
It is. It's so different. I feel like I'm nowhere near as engaged in what's going on. Especially because, I mean, pretty much the tension's all gone. We know we're gonna win. We know we're good.
Well, and we're always like, we always find something to talk about, and so one of us is mid-conversation, we can't interrupt with something that's happening in the game, you know?
Right.
Like,
So,
you constantly getting downed. That's
dude, I'm always...
time.
You got down, like, what, once there?
I think once. You got down like 8 times.
I wish they would give you more stats. It's like, rather than just kills, it's like, how many times did you save somebody? How many times did you get down? Like, any number of things. But there we go. We made it through. Now it's time for the last one here. Oh, Cristo Redentor. Redentor?
Yes.
I actually don't know how to say that. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Bosniancheese. Don't know what it means either, but...
Oh, Cristo Redentor.
Exactly.
That was like kind of Russian.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I just know it means something Christ. And
We should just look it up. We just should, but...
Yeah.
I mean, this...
We won't.
This one's a tough one. This is the first, like, genuinely tough one. Especially for us. Like I told you guys, we just jumped in. We have, like, vague memories of what this map is like. And... I mean, the great thing about it is that although some enemies spawn in the same places and kind of hang out in the same places, a lot of them take different approaches to attacking you each time. It's actually really refreshing because you can't just memorize, like, okay, this guy's going to run out here right after we kill this guy, and there's going to be 2 guys around the corner. It's just always slightly different, which is really nice.
It's not like Super Meat Boy.
Oh, I know, yeah. It's like, where it's like impossible, but you'll eventually figure it out after enough thousands of attempts.
Exactly.
Oh, and there I just killed a civilian.
Oh yeah, we had an issue with that. Like, I think our biggest issues with failure here was civilians at first. Like, that was the first thing we had to get over, and then it was just dying out in the open and
dogs.
Dogs were big. But once we started sticking together and making sure that if we got downed at all, that we were getting downed in areas where one of us could revive the other one, then we were that's when we started having more success. But even then, there was a couple failures.
A big lesson for me to learn here, which I had never learned before, amazingly, is I know, just stop. Like, why are you guys here? Like, this place is clearly not habitable.
Yeah.
But it's that a minute is a long time. It takes what, like 3 seconds to revive someone? You have 60 seconds to be revived, and there's no chance of you dying sooner than that. At least not in this game. I feel like in later games, if you were down, you could be like fully killed. But here they just ignore you, and you know, like if you're down, they might shoot you one more time to the point where you can't
shoot.
What do you? There's a name for that where you can shoot them while you're downed.
Oh, I don't know.
I remember that being like a perk you could get, like an online mode. But anyway, not terribly important. But otherwise, yeah, it's like okay, you don't have to rush to save him. Like, obviously, there's a lot of pressure. If the other guy dies, then you're screwed. But just crawl over to a safe space and just be patient. That's like a huge thing.
Even if you're like incapacitated where you can't like shoot back at them, then yeah, you can still crawl. So
yes, exactly.
It was never too big of an issue. I think always what happened, one of the big issues too, was we'd get right towards the end after being real like disciplined with our gameplay, and then like 5 enemies left or something, and then we just get undisciplined. We run out in the open, and then, you know, all it takes is one well-placed or surprise enemy. And then look at this, they were just like right behind you.
Civilians just everywhere.
Oh yeah, I got pretty good at snapping dogs' necks. There's like this perfect timing you gotta get, and it's like really hard to hit, otherwise the dogs are gonna eat you.
I really just don't understand the timing still. Like, you can't do it too early, but you also can't do it too late, and it seems like it's just such a short window. Like, see, you got it perfect again. I just don't know how to do that. But what you gonna do? That's why we have Bosniancheese. He can save himself. That's why he gets in the way of the dogs. Takes one for the team. But yeah, this one you have to take out 50 hostiles, and you can't kill more than 2 civilians. It's kind of misleading what it says there. It says like 1 of 3. It's like 3 civilian deaths you would think that 3 civilian deaths is the max, but no. If you get 3, you lose. and you have to start over.
So you can only you can only actually kill 2 civilians.
And that's really not terribly generous. You're almost certainly going to have to start over just because of them. Probably a couple of times. And yeah, you know, here you got the heartbeat. We got the heartbeat sensor, the heartbeat monitor or whatever on our AA-12s. But even that is only marginally useful near the beginning where there's just like a dozen enemies around you at any time. It's like, even if you know like where a few are, you could run around the corner and then someone's right behind you and they kill you. Like right there, it's like, oh, I know there's guys in this house. Let me approach the house, but then someone off from the side just gets me anyway.
That was way out in the open.
I know,
That's
dude,
the most open area.
Dude, okay, well, first of all, you guys aren't getting any context. By this point, we had already tried literally more than a dozen times, and we had spent like 25 minutes. And it's like, okay, yes, on the one hand, I want to get through this, but on the other hand, I just want this to get done. Like, I was a little hesitant about doing this at first, because before Bosniancheese came over, I tried playing the pit.
If I didn't kill that dog right there,
we would have been done. That's what I was saying before. It's like, that's why it's a good thing that you are the one who takes it from the dogs. You love it. So, especially since you're all about the dogs in real life. Dude, I know. I literally had a heart attack when I was watching this one. I thought this was the one we won in, but when I saw that, I was like, oh, there's no way we get out of this. There's no way we get out. We must lose. But we pulled it out. And then, see, I just crawled all the way over. See, 30 seconds left. That's still so much
honestly,
time.
you could have just crawled in that building and
we would have been good.
Fine,
but, and reviving is even faster than 3 seconds. It's literally like a second and a half. It's so quick.
Yeah, it's but like you were saying, with the context, like there's that feeling of like you just want to get it done, and so you want to go fast, but then that feeling is what makes it take longer. You know. I know. It's a weird oxymoron like that. If that's the right word.
Honestly, yeah, no, I think that's correct.
No.
I had to think about it for a second. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Yeah, you'll see in a later mission in episode 2 that's like the definition of that episode, where it's like you're rewarded for going slow and taking your time. But the longer you spend there, the quicker you want to go. And so you keep testing the limits a little more. It's like, okay, we could save a little bit of time if we do this.
Yeah.
It's like, God. So, yeah, taking that context out really makes it seem like, wow, why would you make such a rookie mistake like standing out in the open and being taken down? Well, first of all, I'm Yxlarb, and that's what I do. I just go out there, and I have Bosniancheese. You know, he's like a crutch. It's like, I know he's going to be careful, so why would I be careful? It's like, if... Like, you hit me with your car, I know you're insured, what do I need it for? Like, just kidding. But yeah, you know, that's why you seldom have, like, 2 responsible parents. It's like
only one needs to be.
No,
so
that was what I might have said this before even. One of my good friends up north, he's like, you know, my wife is such a good mom that I don't have to be a good dad. like I am, but I could stop right now and our kids would be fine. I love that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's so true though.
It is. Yeah, it's great.
When you have to be something, you're definitely more inclined to be it.
Definitely. Oh man, I love the AA-12. One thing I want to say, I remember when the AA-12 was first like starting, like it was either already out or it was just like a prototype at the time, and they were just showing, you know, how capable it was. I was like, my God, this is a shotgun?
Yeah.
It could shoot like crazy long distances, and like the way it penetrated through different materials. Like, this is insane. It's gonna be crazy when Modern Warfare 2 comes out. And then it just wasn't. I mean, of course they had to nerf it. This would be the most powerful gun in the entire game.
Honestly.
If they didn't. So I mean, it's distant. You know, its range is very limited. You know, like a normal shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, being an automatic shotgun is still really cool. Still a really novel concept.
Yeah, it's interesting how I'm just thinking about the differences between this and 2K in terms of like balancing things online, because you know they'll change real life here to make it more balanced online.
Right.
Obviously, like they just have to. It's that kind of game. But with 2K, it's like when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, they were just the best team, and if you played another team, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage no matter what.
Right, yeah.
Because you're just going against the Warriors. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of
that's I mean that's someone who play like you that plays a lot of 2K. That's probably something that's not going to bother you. It's like almost everything about a sports game is about being realistic. I mean, obviously there are some more arcadey sports games. Like I recall like one, it was kind of like backyard, like football or something, or like
Yeah.
street football or something, where it's not as realistic. It's more about kind of the spectacle and just fun. It's kind of like you have the same thing with racing games. You have like simulation games, and you have ones that are more arcadey and just for fun.
Even
like,
Forza alone, you know, they have Horizon, which is more arcade.
yeah, exactly. So they're always splitting hairs, but here I really don't know what you could do.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, it looks like we came up to the end. It just snuck up on us, but we'll see you next time where we deal with one more annoying mission.
Yes, sir.